This is Journeys with your host, Kiefer Collison.
Now, Sandra, right when we got this interview started, you mentioned that you were adopted out. So, and you kind of were, I guess, raised in a different world than initially you would have been. What has it been like, and how does your music reflect that, just kind of your history there?
I think, I think for many adopted people, and maybe for many people, I'm learning as I get older, I think especially so, though, for people who grow up in environments where the people around them don't look like them, maybe don't think like them, and you just feel like you don't have a place that you belong. So when I found my birth family, all my life I have been attracted to the land and to Indigenous culture. And in the 60s, when I was born, Aboriginal children wouldn't be adopted by most people if it were known that they were Aboriginal. And so my birth mother didn't disclose that information on my birth certificate. So I was adopted in a very loving, non-Aboriginal family and had a really good life growing up. And but I always used to ask my mom, "Are you sure I'm not Native?" was the word I think I used at the time. And she would show me my birth certificate that said that I was Scottish and German, and I was not reassured, as some people would think you should have been in those years. I just felt like that wasn't right. So when I found my birth family later in life, and yes, indeed, what do you know? They were Cree Métis. I felt like my instinct all along had been right, and really just felt like I belonged somewhere. So I think that comes across in many of the songs and the work that I do.
Awesome. What do you think gave you the inclination that you might have been, First Nations at a young age?
Well, one of my brothers, when I phoned him and said, "Hey, guess what? I'm actually Cree and Métis," he said, "Oh, Sandra, all you had to do was look in the mirror. I've always known that." But I never talked to him about it. I only talked to Mom and Dad about it. So I thought that was funny. But I think just for me, I was always drawn to the culture. Always, always, always. I felt it deep within me. I have been playing music since I was 7 years old. When I was a very young girl, I knew that I wanted to be a singer when I grew up, and I used to drag one of the neighbor boys out onto a big pile of dirt where a house was being built in the small town that I lived in, and make him stand there while I sang, and the only songs I knew were church songs. So I had my private audience, and I don't know why he agreed to do that, but he did. That's one of my first memories of singing, and my parents put me through piano lessons from the time I was 7, and I've just loved music ever since. It's something that helps me to be able to communicate the things that I can't as easily communicate in real life.
I think that's such a bad thing. Sometimes we're better off alone. Yeah, I know that they're a part of what their creator thinks and feels. But tell me, when do they get to be real? When do we get to be one with eternity? And tell me, when do I get to be me? I've been sitting here with the lights out, trying to listen to my heart. Seems it's trying to remind me of the lessons in the hardest parts. We don't have to seek the answers as though they were carved in stone. We'll find them a whole lot easier. There's times that we spend alone. Yeah, I know that it's all part of what our Creator thinks and feels. But tell me, when do we get to be real? Yeah, I know that it's all part of what my Creator thinks and feels. And it's now that I get to be real. Yeah, it's now that I get to be real. And it's now that we get to